Hello, and thank you for joining us for our Biophilic Minute. Today, our guest is Cindy Kaufman. She is an accomplished architect, interior designer, and artist from Ithaca, New York. She has a design degree from Cornell University and a master's in architecture from the University of Illinois, Chicago. She has worked as a principal, architect, and an interior designer with Holt Architects for 29 years. She is now a self-employed artist and interior architect for Cindy Kaufman Art and Design and Cindy Kaufman Interior Architecture. Cindy, thanks so much for joining us today. I wanted to have you as a guest because I really feel like your artwork aligns so well with Oli Creative and our mission to bring the outside in through biophilic design. I feel like we have a connection, and when I see the colors and rhythms in your work, it just seems like all the things we're trying to do at Oli and just the importance of nature and how it really brings healing to the spaces that we're working on. You must have a really unique perspective on design with your additional knowledge and experience in architecture. Can you talk a little bit about that and the trends you're seeing right now in architecture and design?
Yeah, definitely. When I went to my undergrad at Cornell, the interior design program was about how the human being relates to interior space. And it was really about like the psychology of how a space or an environment and a person have synergy. And so I really took that idea and like incorporated it into all of the work that I've done. And so one of my most favorite things is that for the past like decade or a little less, it's been so important to bring nature into interior spaces. And with biophilia trends, which by the way, I don't think is a trend. I think it's probably going to always be with us. And so the idea of bringing nature into a space really can affect people's moods so much, especially with a lot of the types of spaces that we work on, like healthcare and hospitals, for instance. There isn't always the benefit of natural of natural daylight or views, coming deep into some of these hospital spaces. So if we could somehow, bring that in, is important. But like a trend that I think that I have been seeing is these like very large format murals and printed photographs that are on the walls as a feature wall, something that really brings so much energy to a space. And I love that. I love the idea of bringing nature in with photographs. And what I'm trying to do with my paintings now is to maybe add like another layer to that and bring in art, but use it in a very similar way, so that the idea of bringing like a bespoke, artful, creative feature wall that is unique and people haven't seen before becomes like a conversation piece. It becomes something really beautiful that people can take so much from just by looking at it. So, that's the idea. And I think that printing on the different kinds of materials that are available to us now, it's really possible to go as large as you want to go, as long as the resolution of a photo is good. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking is kind of a trend in my mind, but I think it's timeless.
Yeah, absolutely. And you touched on this a little bit, but I noticed a lot of poppies, sunflowers, and cosmos flowers in your work, as well as a lot of warm, really vibrant colors. What draws you to these flowers in particular, and how do you think artwork with these types of flowers benefit people?
Yeah, so I was so pleased when you picked out those flowers and you saw them in the paintings. The reason why I use those flowers a lot is because they're very tall and they're very recognizable to people. So the tall factor, my paintings are trying to get people immersed in this image of a meadow, right? Like this idea that you're like up front and in it. And that you get a sense that you're walking through it. And if you have these tall flowers, it sort of makes it more believable, and they kind of swerve in different directions. They sway in the wind. They they face the sunlight, and they just have so much energy and vitality. And this energy force that I see and that I put down with paint is a little exaggerated. It's not like a perfect Cosmo or a perfect Poppy. They're a little bit abstracted. But I try to bring more vibrancy, more energy, so that when you're looking at the painting, the viewer feels that they could absorb some of that energy.
Sure, absolutely. And I mean that's really what our goal is, really to help people kind of have a place of respite or a place that they're taken someplace else, like just in their mind, just someplace that's really more healing and more pleasant, especially when you're in a hospital setting. It's really just a nice oasis kind of for them to
Definitely.
get to.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's so important to bring these positive distractions into the spaces. And if someone could spend a lot of time looking at an image and feeling like they always see something new, or each time they look at it, something different resonates with them, it just kind of can take your mind off of what's stressing you out or what's ailing you.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfectly said. Yeah. Well, you have a painting called Morning Light that just really resonated with me. I really identify with that. There's so much peace and promise in every new day, I feel like. And for me, it's a reminder like that God is here, He's still in control, and I don't need to worry, and everything's going to be okay. So morning is really a spiritual time for me, and I felt that so much in that painting. It really connects you to your spirit, the spirit and nature. Can you talk about that connection?
Yes. So when I imagined this painting and started painting it, I did think about mourning, and it does, I think, have a very spiritual feel to it. I feel like the painting brings you into like a very special moment in time, and the idea that in mornings, that if one could sort of capture the moment, be in the moment and capture those moments, and that you can absorb the colors and the light and the smells and the sounds, and take a deep breath and remember that you could like hold on to that in your heart and bring it with you throughout your day. And if you know have something stressful that happens throughout the day, like we all do multiple times, if you could remember that, back to that feeling, I think that it just brings a lot of promise, and it just is a great tool. And that's what I try to do. I try to visualize moments that I'm feeling peaceful and hopeful. And then when I'm feeling something stressful, like I just take a deep breath and try to go back to that. And that painting, I think, really successfully uh, does that.
Yeah. So many of your paintings do that. It's like an instant reminder when you see them that, oh yeah, this is a fresh start. This brings me hope. And I have that feeling of all those senses being engaged, like you said before. So that's just beautiful work you've done.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, so thank you so much for sharing with us today. If you're looking, for those of you out there that you're looking for vibrant, nature-filled artwork for your home or commercial or healthcare facility, please consider using Cindy's beautiful artwork. You can visit her website. Her website address is Cindy Kaufman, artanddesign.com, or you can contact us at sales@olicreative.com. Thank you, Cindy, so much for sharing with us today. For
Thank you
more,
so much. I really appreciate it.
yeah, for more biophilic moments like these, please visit our website at olicreative.com.